Hi, and welcome to Motivation Monday with Lois, where on Mondays I give you what I call energy pills to help you at the start of your week to help you with any challenges that you may be encountering in your blended family. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lois Godot, and I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor. I'm also the founder of the Facebook group Mosaic Families Connecting and the coaching program Mosaic Transformation Academy. Within the Academy, I work with parents who are struggling with the challenges and changes of blending a family. I help them work with the individual members of the family so they will have a sense of belonging, that they will be heard, understood, and have a degree of happiness within the blended family. By doing this, they move from struggling to being affectionate, to having strong bonds, and having mutual respect for each other in the family. Today, I'd like to talk to you about what I call the fantasy of a blended family. And I call it a fantasy because these are preconceived notions that you have before you actually get in the blended family. And so one of them might be, I love him, he loves me, we love each other, and everything's going to work out fine. And by default, the children are going to love one another. They're going to love my spouse. They're going to love the other children, and we'll just get along wonderfully. And then once you get together, you realize that's not so. Because something that you cannot, there's some things in the blended family that you have no control over. And you finally realize that. One thing you have no control over is, when will the kids like me? And you may be doing everything you can to make these children like you, but they still don't like you, or they don't want to be around you. And that may be something that's out of your control, depending on circumstances. And so you may look at your family and say, what's taking us so long, when the other family that you know, they got together and everything worked out well. And for some families, it does that. But for others, it takes a little bit longer. So when we talk about things out of your control, I just want to kind of name a couple of them. One thing that may be out of control is the age of the children. Statistically, the younger a child is, the easier it is for them to blend in a family. And the older the child is, it's a little bit more difficult because they understand what's going on. And they may still want mom and dad to be together, and they may look at you as being the cause of why they're not together. Even if you're not even a part of that dynamic, in their mind, they may think if you weren't there, mom and dad could still be together. So that may be something that you're dealing with. You also may be dealing with an issue of a parent that passed, and that child is dealing with grief. So they're dealing with grief, and now they're trying to learn how to handle their emotions and accept you as their parent. And that may be difficult for them. Or again, it may have been a newly divorced or newly separation, and they're trying to get their emotions together with that. And then now the blended family comes together. So that's something that's out of your control. And another big issue that's out of your control is how the ex feels about you. That ex may not have wanted the relationship to dissolve, and it did. And so now they may be very angry and very bitter. That's something you have no control over. They may be very negative in the family when they talk to the family about you, and the kids hear that and they may feel negative about you. Again, those are things that are out of your control. And so once you get real about what you about once you get real about what to expect in the blended family, that's one step closer you'll be to making the blended family work. I have a workshop coming up October 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. And it'll be in my Facebook group, Mosaic Families Connecting. And I want to invite you to become a part of that, because one of the topics that I will be covering is expectations, the fantasy versus the realistic. And I think that if you come to the workshop, that you'll gain valuable information. And it doesn't matter if you're just starting this process or if you've been in it for a while, there's always room to learn and to grow. So for my Motivation Monday, I want you to stop and think. Sometimes some of the struggles that you're having, is it because it's because of the fantasy, or am I being realistic about the expectation?